Hello and welcome to our professional interview. I'm so happy to have you here. The first thing that we're going to do, Miss Murphy, I'd like you to introduce yourself, your name, what school you're at, what position you hold, your grade levels, and how long you've been an educator.
I'm Mrs. Murphy. I teach at Allen Shepherd Elementary. I've been here about 9 years now. I've been teaching longer. I taught at a therapeutic school before public schools, but really I count my years when I was in the public system because that's what counts towards your retirement.
Okay.
None of my therapeutic years follow over for TRS. And I've had a variety of special ed roles in my district. I started with the behavior classroom, which is called the SEAL program, and then I moved to direct instruction and resource. In the last handful of years, I've been consistently third grade special education, which is mostly direct instruction.
Nice.
And that's any core subjects, so anything ELA, math, and of course like life skills and social emotional.
Very nice. So we're going to thank you for your response. We're going to go into talking about general education. My first question is, how do you collaborate with the third grade general education teachers regarding curriculum in math and ELA?
Yeah, we're on year 3 in our district of something called PLCs. So it's actually built in time into our contract day. So every morning 8 to 8:30 we meet as grade level teams in the building.
Nice.
So yeah, it's built in
day?
every day, Monday through Thursday. Friday
wow.
we have we call them Flex Fridays. So like we usually have staff meetings or something like that on Fridays.
Okay.
But yeah, you're with your team Monday through Thursday. So it's built in collaboration time. We didn't always. Yeah, it's nice. We haven't always had that. I want to say it's year 3 that we're on this process now. Our middle school spearheaded it years ago, and they found it very effective. So now all our buildings do it. So it's naturally built in. I get to meet with them all week long. They do their pacing as a grade level, and then I just adapt and modify that for my classroom and the level I need to go with my kids.
Yeah.
But I make sure we're always kind of on the same like subject or content area. So like say third grade is like they just wrapped up Under the Sea, so I make sure I touch on Under the Sea as well during ELA time. Like we read a book about diving and like professional divers this week, which third grade they read the same exact book 2 weeks ago, but we weren't ready the 2 weeks ago for it. So like we now just got it. So like I'm always loosely around their pacing, and like same with math. But yeah, so Monday through Thursday, it's nice to have that built-in time. It makes a very, very good difference.
I really like that.
Yeah.
What is your advice to new and upcoming special education teachers in relation to collaborating with the general education teachers? Like, what would you tell, like, a newcomer? It's like fresh start. They don't know what to expect.
Just honestly, like, you're gonna have good collaboration and you're gonna have bad collaboration. There's gonna be teachers who are like, yes, these are our students, when they, like, you share the caseload with them, like the kids from their homerooms. And then you will have the teachers who will say, like, those are your students, if that makes sense, where they don't really see them as a full part of their classroom because they get pulled out for service. Unfortunately, you'll see in time. It does happen. But just remembering at the end of the day, everything you do and plan, it's for the kids. And I wish everyone has positive and great collaboration, but there will be times where you have to be the advocate, focus on the kids, and remind the homeroom teachers of accommodations, modifications, schedules, behavior plans, and just everything we do is for the kids, and just remember that. So,
that's very good to know. So we're going to move on to the multidisciplinary team.
Okay.
How often do you collaborate with your multidisciplinary team in 1 week? Do you meet? Do you not meet?
So,
do you talk virtually? Do you email?
Yeah, so since I'm on several teams, I'll talk about both. So, like I'm part of the third grade team, obviously. So, like I said, Monday through Thursday, we have that PLC time. So that's designated for that, for grade level stuff. But we talk every day, obviously. So the communication is constant: text, emails, meeting in person, talking in the hallway, on the way to the bathroom. But then for my special ed team, you have seen being in my classroom, we constantly talk. We do have a designated day. We try to meet on Thursdays or Fridays, as our special ed team will have the school psych, the social worker, OTPT if needed, if we're having a hard time with a student. So we formally meet once a week, but I mean the collaboration is constant. Our phones are always blowing up with text messages and emails and all that. So we're very fortunate that we get a lot of time together in our building as a SPED team, and then the team that we're paired with, like the grade level. So it's constant.
Very nice.
Yep.
I like that. When do you collaborate? Well, this is you kind of already answered this one.
Okay.
When do you collaborate with your multidisciplinary team? Do you all meet in person or collaborate like in another way? You kind of touched on that in the previous question.
We always try to go for in-person first, just because you get more out of meeting with a group in person at the elementary level. But we have like shared drives, like our Google Drive in the district and all that. So if like we can't meet, like we're like, hey, I'm sharing this project, I'm sharing this resource. But I know it's like frowned upon to have phones in the workplace, but like generally when I'm on my phone at work, it's because like a SPED teacher is asking me a question, a TA needs a break, or like a homeroom teacher is having a hard time with the kid. So it's just, sometimes it is easier these days, like to be able just to reach out and text like someone on the team real fast. But that's just like for throughout the day, like on the go. But we do, in the teams, we love to meet in person first if we can. Yeah.
That's good. Let's see, we're doing fine. Moving on to paraprofessionals. You have how many periods in your classroom right now?
So this year is a unique case for me. Usually I have just one, but this year I have 3 individuals who work with me in my room. I have Miss Jen, who's my class TA. On a typical year, it would just be me and her, the 2 of us.
Oh, wow.
And then, but I do have a student with a one-on-one because of his wheelchair and his health needs. So for safety, he has a designated one-on-one, especially with the feeding tube as well. So Miss Carla's with him, and then Miss Helen, who just replaced Mrs. Kronbacher, retired on Halloween. She is the 3rd person now, and that is because we have a unique situation for 2 3rd graders who have IEPs for health reasons. They get a class TA when they're out in the gen ed setting. But because schedules are sporadic, they made it a full-time position. So she is just simply with me in my classroom. Technically, she's paired under me, but like whenever they're in the gen ed setting, she's with them. Whenever they're in getting their services, she's with me. So she's kind of like a second class TA, but it's for specific health reasons for certain students.
Okay. That's good to know. In what way do you collaborate with your paraprofessionals in your room regarding behavior management?
So I always start the year and tell them like the need to knows, if you will, because I am fortunate having 3rd grade SPED where the building is pretty familiar with students before they get to me. A lot of our kids coming pre-K or kindergarten. So then by the time they get to me, they're pretty familiar in the building, and I always make a point of popping in and meeting kids in the SPED program in 1st and 2nd, just to familiarize myself with them and their history and their behaviors. So I always start the year with my TAs. I tell them like, like for safety, like so and so has a history of self-interest behaviors, or like just know this student will cry when they're frustrated, like the facts, if you will, from the history. But other than that, my behavior management, it's very student specific because they all have their individual disabilities or multiple disabilities. I mean, they're in a SPED room for a reason. There's no one size fits all. My friends on the spectrum, my friends on the spectrum, they need a little more black and white and a little more flexibility when things are just not going their way, they're not understanding. Then I have my friends with the social emotional disorders where I need to be firm and I can't let them cross the line once or it will continuously happen. So it is very student specific, and I tell the TAs that I said we need to know them, and then once they're in our room we work as a group to figure out what it is.
Awesome. Moving on for sake of time to talk about families. What is the best tool that you have used when you collaborate with families that you would recommend?
So our district has us use the Blooms app for reaching out to families. So like we can still call them, we can still email them, but if we want to do anything on our phones or like in the like the cyber world with pictures and like texting, but without texting with phone numbers. So we use the Blooms app. We're not supposed to use anything else. It's just district policy. But I don't mind it. It's really nice. A message goes out to the parents like as if it's a text message through the app. And we know just everyone in these days and age, everyone like responds to their phone or text real fast instead of having to open an app and see if it's a notification and all of that. So I do like it. You can do behavior management on there. Older grade levels can actually communicate with students on there, so like the high school and stuff like that, they can reach out to students on there. And it's without exchanging phone numbers, so it's really nice. It doesn't get weird. So I know the high school and maybe some of the junior high uses that, but for us, like I said, it's like a text message, and that's like the best way to get a hold of people these days. And you can send pictures and all of that. So I do recommend it, but always ask your district first what their communication policy is. So
very good. And that's all we have for today. Thank you for your time.
Of course.
Taking out of your busy day. I appreciate you
Of course.
coming to answer a couple questions. And that's the end of the interview. Bye.